in.
Good morning. My name is Naya Burton, and I'm an F&P student, and I'll be doing your respiratory assessment today. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Craig Elliott, November 14th, 1988.
Okay. So before we start the physical exam, I'm going to ask you a few questions. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Have you experienced any chest pain?
No.
Have you experienced any shortness of breath when you're walking, from sitting up, standing, or running?
No.
Have you had a cough lately?
No.
Do you use an oxygen, a CPAP, or a BiPAP machine when you're at home?
No.
Do you smoke?
No.
Are you around any secondhand smoke?
No.
Have you had any immunization this year, such as pneumonia or your flu vaccine?
No.
Do you have any respiratory diagnosis?
No.
Have you previously ever had any respiratory diagnosis?
No.
Okay, so those are all the questions for you. So now I'm going to start your physical exam, okay?
Okay.
So for the first part of the physical exam, I'm going to inspect your anterior chest wall, and while I'm doing that, I'm looking for any abnormalities. I'm also going to get his respiratory rate, look at his rhythm, look at his effort to see if he has any retractions or use of accessory muscles. Breathe normal. I'm also going to look at the lateral. The other side. Okay. So now that we have inspected, our next thing is I'm going to look at his respiratory rate. Just pretty normal. Okay, great. So now that we've done doing our inspection, we're gonna palpate the chest wall for any tenderness or lesions. Now that we're done with the palpation, we're going to look at his thoracic expansion. So I'm going to put my hands right here, kind of thoracic cavity. I'm going to have you take 2 deep breaths, okay? Okay, looks good. So for the next part of our assessment, I'm going to percuss from the apex to the base, noting any resonance, hyperresonance, or any dullness. So I'm going to tap on different parts of your chest, okay?
Okay.
And at the apex. Okay. Now I'm going to auscultate in those areas. And I'm going to have you take deep breaths. Every time I place a stethoscope on a different area of the chest, I want you to take a deep breath, okay?
Okay.
Okay. First deep breath. So now that I have inspected, auscultated, palpate, percussed, we're gonna look at the tactile pharmacist, and this is gonna allow me to feel the vibration of the chest wall. So I'm gonna place my hand and palpate areas of your chest, and I want you to say the number 99. So every time I move my hand, say the word 99, okay?
Okay. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99.
So now I'm gonna also take those sounds. So now we're gonna assess for vocal resonance. So I want you to also do that same thing, but instead of me palpating, I'm gonna listen, okay?
Okay.
Okay, ready? Say
99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99.
Okay. Great. So now that we have done the anterior part of the chest, we're gonna now go to the posterior, and we're gonna do some of the same assessments. So I'm gonna have you kind of sit up with your back kind of facing the camera if you can. Okay, are you comfortable?
Yes.
Okay, so just as we did for the anterior, we're gonna inspect the posterior part of the chest. So just gonna look. And now I'm gonna palpate. So now that we've palpated, we're also going to look at the thoracic expansion. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to grab right here. I'm going to take you 2 big breaths. Okay. So now that we've done assessing the thoracic expansion on the posterior part, I'm going to percuss as like I did on the anterior part of the chest. So I'm going to do the tapping again. Ready? Okay. Now I'm going to also take those areas. Just as we did for the front, we're going to, I'm going to have you take deep breaths, okay?
Okay.
Deep breath. Okay. Everything sounds clear. So now we're going to do the tactile pharmacist. Like I said before, it assesses the vibration of the chest. So we're going to, I'm going to put my hand right here, and I want you to say the number 99 again, okay?
99.
Okay.
99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99.
Okay. So the next part is we're going to assess the vocal resonance. So just as we did for the anterior, I'm gonna listen to the listen, and you're gonna say the number 99, okay?
Okay. 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99.
Okay. Everything looks good. So for the last part of our assessment, I'm going to be measuring his diaphragmatic excursion, which is basically measures the contraction of the diaphragm. And normal diaphragmatic excursion should be 3 to 5 centimeters. So we're going to measure each side. So we're going to come down here to about like the tip of the scapula, because to get to that part of the diaphragm, it's kind of between the 8th and like 10 intercostal space. So we're gonna go right here and we're gonna percuss until we hear dullness. Okay. So then I will mark right here, and then we're gonna start from the bottom and we're gonna percuss up till we hear dullness. And I'm gonna make my second mark, and then right here should be the 3 to 5 centimeters. And then we're gonna also do the same thing for the other side. Make our mark. And as I stated, it should be 3 to 5 centimeters, that's normal. And so you can turn back around. That completes our respiratory assessment. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.